Hey guys, I'm the NFL Addict, and today I'll be making my picks for the top 5 teams that got worse this offseason, or should I say the bottom 5 teams that got worse this offseason. And before I get started, if you watch my rankings video where I ranked every team based on how bad or good their offseason was, this is not going to be the bottom 5 teams. This is a little different. The criteria is it makes I don't know how to describe it, but it's different. So first off, we have the Detroit Lions. They went out, they traded for Jared Goff. They did get a lot of picks for Matthew Stafford. However, I feel like right now, all they've gotten is a downgraded quarterback, and they did get a lot of picks, but for all we know, they're not going to do much with those. So not only do they just go out and get a downgraded quarterback, but they also haven't done anything else. They really haven't made any more big signings or nothing. They went out. They had a bunch of picks, got a downgraded quarterback, and that's it. That's all I've done this offseason, so they are at 5th. At 4th, I have the Indianapolis Colts. Kind of the same situation. They went out, they got Carson Wentz, except for the fact that I feel like they paid a lot. I feel like they overpaid for Carson Wentz, and I know that they didn't like pay for him, but I feel like they gave the Colts or the Eagles way too much for him. I think they gave him a conditional second that could be a first. I just feel like the Colts really went too. I feel like there were a lot of better options. I feel like they could have gone for Ryan Fitzpatrick. They could have gone for so many other options. But no, they went for Carson Wentz, and then all they've done ever since then is kind of like the Lions. They re-signed T.Y. Hilton, but that's it. The only reason that they're lower than the Lions is because I like the Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff trade better, at least for the Lions, than I like the Eagles trading Carson Wentz to the Colts for the Colts. I hope that makes some type of sense. At 3rd, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. Before we get started, I do want to say that I do understand that they are preparing to make a complete and total rebuild based around Jalen Hurts. However, they still did get a lot worse over this offseason. So I'm just starting out by saying I do understand that they do have reasons. But they lost Deshaun Jackson. They cut Deshaun Jackson. They let Alshon Jeffrey walk. He is now a free agent. And I feel like these were two of their biggest receivers, and now they're gone. I'm also hearing rumors. We've been hearing rumors for so long, and they are just rumors, so for all we know, nothing could come of them, that Zach Ertz is out of there pretty soon. However, these rumors have been going on for months, and nothing's come of them, so I'm starting to believe them less and less. Also, on the defensive side of the ball, they lost Jalen Mills, one of their better safeties. He was a really good player in that secondary. They're just losing players like crazy to try, and I don't even know why they are. Just they're trying to start a huge rebuild, and those wide receivers were aging. I don't understand it. And what did they do? What did they do after losing all these players? Who did they sign? Who did they sign to come in and solve all their problems? A backup quarterback, Joe Flacco. Now, Joe Flacco actually had some good games last year with the Jets, and by good games, I mean good for aging backup quarterback standards. But he's not the worst backup, so I don't hate it that much, but I feel like they definitely should have gone out and gotten someone else. All right, next up we have the Chicago Bears. Now, the reason they're not number one is because they didn't actually, a lot of people were probably expecting the Bears to be number one on here, but they didn't actually get that much worse. However, it's just the moves that they made that were absolutely horrendous. First off, they cut Kyle Fuller, which is a horrible, horrendous move. He was one of their better defensive players in that secondary, and they just decided that, nope, well, we don't want him. Let's cut him, and I do not like that. And then they go out and they get Desmond Trufant as the replacement for him, I guess. Again, I don't like that very much. I feel like Desmond Trufant is aging, and I really think they should have just kept Kyle Fuller. And then they also go out and they sign Andy Dalton to be their future at quarterback. The man had a couple good years, like 5 years ago. It's kind of sad. He didn't have a single good year last year. He didn't have a single good game last year. The Bears are just completely screwed everything up. Now their secondary is much worse, and it's not set up for the future. And they also they took that offense, which was already struggling last year, and they completely screwed it over because Mitch Trubisky and Nick Foles, they're not horrible quarterbacks. They're not. I'm going to say it. Andy Dalton is a horrible quarterback, or at least he has been playing like one these past couple of years. I don't understand what Ryan Pace is doing over there, but Chicago Bears fans, y'all have fun for the next 10 or 15 years whenever y'all are terrible. Number 1, we have the New Orleans Saints. The reason they weren't, at number 32, I guess, in my rankings is because it isn't really their fault that, Drew Brees retired, but for the sake of this video, they did get a lot worse because he retired. Jalen, I mean, they're not. They have some pretty good backups, but they're not. You know, there's definitely a lot of quarterbacks that I would rather have than Jameis Winston, but whatever. They also, their cap situation this year was horrendous. So they had to cut players like Janoris Jenkins and Quan Alexander off that defense. That defense was a big unit last year. It was the reason why they won a couple games under when Drew Brees was injured. Can't remember, Taysom Hill. Whenever they had Taysom Hill at quarterback, their defense was a big reason why they won, and they've cut that down a bunch. Also, they did lose Emmanuel Sanders and Jared Cook, two aging but still very good offensive weapons. So it makes sense why they cut them. I mean, they want to, you know, set themselves up for the future with some cheap young players, but still it does kind of hurt to see. Well, not hurt because I'm not a Saints fan, but if I was a Saints fan, then it would hurt to see these guys go. But yeah, the Saints have gotten tremendously worse. And yeah, that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in my next one. But until then, goodbye. Please like and subscribe. Yeah.